guys, and welcome back to a new video. So today I am going to be going through my books and reorganizing them, tidying them, trying to kind of regroup them, but I'm also going to do a bit of a book haul, book tour type thing. I had a couple of people ask to look around my books when I've kind of posted them on like TikTok and stuff before, and I thought, it's really warm today, I need to do some housework anyway, why not just stay in and do this? This is way more fun for me. So let me show you what I've got so far. So originally I had stuff like downstairs, but now that I've moved everything up into this room, I have a very small amount of space. But part of my plan is to reorganise my room, retidy, especially this IKEA Kallax unit, because at the moment only the top shelf is books, but if I can retidy now that I have chest of drawers and like a unit over here, what I can do is I can I'm just laughing at myself because I'm so pale and the light is so bright that I just keep going blinded by white. What I'm thinking of doing is tidying the top two like boxes so that I can put all my books in this unit mostly, and then this one is pretty much full but it needs a reorganise, and then I have like a unit over here which I'm not going to show you because there's so much mess. I've been tidying my room, emptying bins, bringing stuff up from downstairs. My bed is just covered. Like there's no way I can go to bed tonight without tidying my bed. So let's start with the bookshelves, shall we? Let's show you what I have. Top. So I've just used that to put sort of like sci-fi, fantasy, like the ones that don't fit anywhere else. So this was actually my parents' set of Lord of the Rings, and it's the only copies I've ever owned. So they're kind of precious to me. I don't actually read them. If I'm going to pick up Lord of the Rings again, I will probably pick it up like separate copies or on Kindle, just because these are like, I don't know, emotional connection, kind of precious to me. And then I've got Fire and Blood, and then I've got all of Game of Thrones, which I've only read the first one. But I managed to crack, I got these off of Vinted for 20 quid. Oh, there we go, sorry. We got these for 20 quid, what the hell. So yeah, I got them, and then I've got Dune, like the first one, and then that is a Narnia book, but it's like all of the Narnia books, but I like the front cover because it's Prince Caspian. So that one I got in a charity shop actually. I'm so crap at filming, sorry guys. I got that in a charity shop actually. So, you know, I think that was like 2 quid. So, yeah, I love it. And then moving down here, this is, I'll be honest, I have not read every book that I have. I have a very, very long TBR, which is most of this bookshelf. So, I'll be honest, if things do not get categorised correctly, do let me know, because I'm going off my general assumptions and what I kind of remember of the books when I got them. So if I put things in the wrong shelf and they don't really align with the other things that I'm talking about, do let me know, because I can always retidy. But this is what I like to call my dark romance shelf. Like, you know, like in a bookstore or like magazine racks, like the adult books go at the top shelf. That's what I did here. So I have Kea Morinova's books at the front because I just love the artwork. So she actually did the artwork for both of these books herself, and I love them. Very Hermione vibes going on over here, which I love. This is like at the top of my dark romance TBR, like to read again basically, because I read it, flicked through it very, very quickly, but I just need to read it properly. And then behind we have my first H.D. Carlton book, which yeah, I'm a bit nervous of that one, if I'm honest. Death's Obsession is tiny, and I feel like it's going to be one of those books that I want more of. Got the Nevessa Allen books, and Caught Up arrived the other day, so I can finally read this duology, because there was no way I was reading it. Because of all the reviews and the way people were talking about it on social media, I was like, oh, I want that, but I can't read that if I don't have that one. So I've got it, but I haven't touched it yet. Punk 57, I got that for my birthday last year and I still haven't read it. And then obviously all the Penelope Douglas Devil's Night series. It's a very dark series, but I love it personally. Kill Switch, Damon Torrance. Yeah, this one's my favourite one. And to be honest, I'll be honest, Will grew on me to the point where I was like, I like this guy. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of the story, the generalised story of Nightfall, but I liked it. And then I've got the two little, what are these things called? Novellas. Got the two little novellas. Now, no judgments here, because I haven't actually read them. These were a gift. One of my friends found out that I was trying to get into dark romance, and she was like, well, I know what to send you as birthday presents. And I was like, okay. So I have Haunting Adeline and Hunting Adeline, but I haven't read them. And I'm a bit scared too, if I'm truly honest, because of the comments I've heard. And I know one of the very, very crazy, taboo, dark things that happens. I don't know which book it's in. So yeah, I'm a bit nervous about that one. Butter was the Waterstones Book of the Year last year, and I got that for my birthday as well. That is a very, very good read. I kind of wish I'd started doing reading vlogs, because that is good. But this is what I like about myself, right? This is a trait that I actually really enjoy. I read a lot, I do a lot, but I don't remember a lot. So I can reread something very, very easily. So I'm looking forward to rereading that at some point on the channel. I've got the first and the last of the U series. Don't have the ones in the middle. Haven't read them. They were gifts. And then of Death the Shadow. This is very, very new. I only got this the other day. I went for the hardback edition off Amazon. I'll link as many of these things down below as I can. But I just needed this. Like, it's so pretty. It's so Dramini. I love it. Although there is a greasy mark on the cover. That is going to drive me insane. What is that greasy mark on the cover? I wish I hadn't seen that now. And then over here we have Mindhunter, which is actually non-fiction. It's the story of the unit, like the FBI crime unit, like, what are they called? Behavioural analysis, like looking into serial killers, all that type of thing, which inspired the show Mindhunter, which is an incredible show. Netflix should bring it back. I don't care how expensive the episodes were. It's a cracking show. Some of the best casting I've ever seen. Annoyed that they've stopped it, basically, but that is a non-fiction book, but it kind of fits the vibe, so I was like, yeah, just pick you up there. Sweet Pea, I saw the programme, liked the programme, bought the book. However, didn't realise that there's other books to go with it, so that one is staying on the TBR way down the list. And then I have all of the Legacy of God series up here as well, so yeah. Oh god, this I shouldn't be doing this on such a warm day, I'm literally dying. And then this entire shelf is pretty much TBR. I have 2 editions of Quicksilver. So I have the one with the purple edges, and that has the Kingfisher cover. So what I did was I took the reversible cover off of that and put it on this version. And this is going to be the version I can use for like actually reading and like tabbing and writing in when I come to do a proper reading vlog, to read this before Brimstone comes out, sorry. I've got Alex Astor books. I don't know. I've heard a lot of mixed things about the Lightlark series. A lot of mixed things. So I don't know how I feel about these, to be honest, but they were a very kind gift. So I really can't, you know, they're beautiful, the hardback, and I will do a reading vlog of them. I will. These two I have read on Kindle, haven't got around to reading this one, but this, oh my god, if you are like me and you loved Harry Potter, Tom Riddle in particular, not like who he was as a character, but like the look of the guy, and he's kind of like sassy, like, I'm decharacterizing him very badly here, but the kind of like his look, basically, his kind of, yeah, how he looks, basically. And then Anakin Skywalker, and you like dark magic and all that type of stuff, and like, you know, rivals, read The Dread Descendant. It is so good. And then there is The Dread Prince, which is the second one, and there is a third one coming at some point, which I'm so excited for. So I can't wait to get around time to read this one and that one, like one after the other. I only have 2 of the Legendborn cycle, because the third one is currently in hardback, and I am honestly sick to death of getting 2 paperbacks and then a hardback. Yeah, I have two of the Legendborn books, which, to be honest, the artwork is incredible. I kind of wish I had got them in hardback, but yeah, got them. And then I've got a few of the Katie Robert ones. I was really excited to get these. I got them off Vinted, and loads of people have given them kind of bad reviews. And to be honest, I try not to listen to reviews too much because everybody has a completely different opinion of everything, don't they? So, but the reason I wanted these ones is they are all retellings of like ancient Greek stories. So like this one is like Hades and Persephone, and then each one follows like different pairings and different things. So I'm looking forward to doing a series on that. These were the Vinted find of my life. Both beautiful hardback editions of Divine Rivals and the follow-up, Ruthless Vows. Beautiful, just beautiful. Guess how much? £7. So yeah, beautiful. Yet again on my TBR. Basically, I went through a phase of literally buying tons and tons and tons of books. I went on a bit of a splurge, particularly on Vinted, just looking for things to read and trying to fill up my TBR, and I just got a bit hyper, basically, with my spending. But to be fair, I have bought so many books, and as you can tell already, we're only 2 shelves in. I have plenty to read, plenty on the TBR. I cannot wait for the second one of this. I started it, but I didn't get time to finish it, and by the time I came back round to it, I had other things to do. So this one needs a full read, but I know, from everything I've heard about it, from the friends that have raved about it, I know I'm going to devour this and love it. I'll be surprised if I don't. I truly will be surprised if I don't. But I got told it should be up there. But there's no space up there, so down here it lives. And I'm already, I'll be honest, from the little I've read and the good things I have heard about it, I can't wait for the second one. So we have When the Moon Hatched, hardback edition. This book is a difficult read, I think. I had to be in the mood to read it, if I'm truly honest, and I'll be honest, I can't remember a lot that happens in it, but it was a gift, and I love the cover. It's so beautiful, and it's now out on paperback, so if you want the paperback edition, go grab it. This book is controversial. My friend gets Fairy Loot, right, and she told me that she had 2 of these, so she was like, do you want it? And I'm like, oh, go on then, what's that about? Now, she hooked me without telling me the plot, because she never tells me the plot of books. Dragons/Dragon Shifter, Ancient Rome. Keywords for me, and I was like, yep, I want to read it. And it's the beautiful Fairy Loot edition with this beautiful thing. It's also got a reversible dust jacket. It's a very beautiful book with really beautiful end papers. Now, this book has been slightly controversial because the pairing is described as enemies to lovers, which in truth it is. As you can see, the bookmark where I got up to before I stopped reading it. I didn't DNF properly. It was more just I got busy with other things, and I just, yeah. So part of the issue with this book is it was described as like enemies to lovers, but what wasn't described is that it is a Roman master ex-slave relationship, and people obviously very unhappy about that, which is completely understandable, particularly for the time period, etc., and just obviously the abuse of power and all that kind of stuff. But if you've actually read the book, you'll know that I don't want to spoil it for people if they do truly want to read it, but in that situation, if he had not have taken her under his wing in the set, literally as a dragon shifter, he's a Roman centurion, by the way, and she was like I don't know if it actually uses the word gypsy or not, but basically she was going to be attacked in the worst way, and by his soldiers, and he basically said, back off, she's mine, she's going to, and because he couldn't obviously like protect her in any real form, he decides that she's going to be his slave, basically, and come back to Rome with him. So he saves her life in some respect, but she still gets taken into slavery, but it's not the slavery that would have befallen all of the other people that were captured. So it's like this very mixed feelings about it type thing. And yeah, so I have the rest of it to read. but it's not very high up on my TBR at the moment. But it is a beautiful book. Like, that's what upsets me. It's such a beautiful piece of, like, artwork. But anyway, moving on. Dragon Rider, this was a gift. I haven't read it yet. The second one is out. I think the second one is out already, or it's coming out. But I want to wait until I can get the paperback version. It gives me longer to read it. Got both of these off of Vinted. I love books, which I could literally... Like, look at the size of them. They could literally be doorstops. So I'm really looking forward to diving into them at some point. The trio, although this annoys me, but hey ho. I read them all in January into February, literally. Started that one, put it down, finished that one, put it down. Immediately, like, that came through the door from Amazon and I was, like, on it straight away. But what upset me was I wasn't deep into the fandom at the time, so I didn't know. I basically didn't know. I was told that there was 3 books, so I thought, right, trilogy, great. I'll wait until this third one comes out and I'll start reading them. Nobody told me it was 3 or 5. So I was getting to a point in this one where I'm like, she's surely not going to end this like this. This doesn't make any sense. Did a bit more digging on the fandom and found out it's 3 or 5. So I'm now deeply obsessed with Zayden Ryerson and Riddick. And Riddick, to be fair. This is my new obsession, and I am dying to tidy my room and at some point this week read this, because it is a Scottish dragon story, like mythical fantasy, like empowering romance, it says on the front. So this is like female rage. The main character is a bi-furious FMC. It's rooted in Scottish culture. It's enemies to lovers. It's got lots of kind of Scottish pronunciations, like words that are based on Gaelic. Not looking at anybody over here, but this one actually has a Gaelic pronunciation guide inside of it. So you actually learn how to say the words correctly, which I love. So I'm desperate to get into it. I also have it on Kindle as well. Desperate to get into it. And then we have my childhood favourites, which is the Eragon Inheritance Cycle series. But there's a new book. There is a new book called Murtagh, which I'm desperate to get hold of, but obviously I need to read all of these. So hopefully by the time I get around to buying it, you know, it'll come down in price. This one is just all the ones I didn't have space for and I don't really know much about. Yet again, more bargains I bought off of, literally, apart from these ones, these were off TikTok Shop. All of these were off Vinted. This series, I've got told, should probably be on the top shelf, but I'm desperate to read them, but I want to wait until the autumn to read these. I don't know why, but that's my mindset. 6 of Crows, Crooked Kingdom, King of Scars, Rule of Wolves, the Shadow and Bone trilogy, and then we got all the Hunger Games books, and I haven't read the most recent 2, like, at all. When I was a teenager, I managed to get to Mockingjay, and then obviously fell off the bandwagon. So to get through these is going to be very, very painful, but I'm looking forward to it. Well, this is an awful angle, but it's the best one I can find in this room, because I've only got my camera on like a little handheld tripod. But I'll cut this video short to literally just that bookshelf, and then we'll do the rest. But I'm literally dying because I've got to have the window shut in order to film, so you can hear me because of the wind, and I can't have my fan on, so I am dying because it is warm, and British houses are designed to keep the heat in. So the books that were on the bottom shelf, but I might move them now that I'm kind of tidying things up a little bit, are the Shatter Me series. So I got these ones from the Works. So I bought the box set from the Works, and then I've got, are these the novellas, the smaller ones? I've got these as well. They're all still in the plastic wrap because I literally went on like a book buying binge. It's embarrassing, but I don't care because I love buying books and it's like a hobby in itself, and I know I will read them. And then when I was in London and I went to the Waterstones Piccadilly, I picked up the new one despite having never touched any of these. Despite having not read a single one of them, I had to buy it. So eventually there's going to be a Shatter Me series. So like, this is what's so crazy, and what I'm hoping will be fun for you guys on my channel, and for me as well, is that I haven't read all of ACOTAR. I've read half of the first book. You might notice I tend to start books and not finish them. I get distracted very easily. Yeah. but I thought part of the fun of doing reading vlogs is it would kind of motivate me to finish books and like lock in and like stick with them. So yeah, I haven't read ACOTAR, I haven't read Crescent City, I haven't read Throne of Glass, I haven't read Shatter Me, I haven't read the Boys of Tommen series, I have them over there as well. Game of Thrones, pretty much most of the books you saw there were my TBR. The thing is, a lot of these are physical books. The vast majority of the reading I've done over the past couple of years has been on Kindle. Just because obviously it's a safe, space-saving way to read. And also you can take your books wherever you like, which is great, and without them getting damaged. I love my Kindle more than life. So yeah, I have the Shatter Me series, and then there's loads of books over here as well. I've got quite a few like romantasy books. I've got all the Harry Potters. Slightly controversial, I think, nowadays. It sucks to be a Harry Potter fan, but to be honest, I've kind of not grown out of my love for Harry Potter. I think I'm more obsessed with the fan fictions now that I'm older. Like, there are some fan fiction writers out there who write like incredible stories, and I'm really glad that some of the, particularly the Dramini stories, have been trad published as like their own stories. Like Manacled is now alchemized, and that'll be coming out later this year, so I really can't wait to read that. But yeah, I've got loads of books on this shelf. Should I just do them all in one video? I think I might. I think sod it. We're going to start over here with the Star Wars section. So I have... there she is. I was going to say, where's my Padme book gone? So I have loads of Star Wars books, and this is why I do like this unit, because you can get about 3 layers of books packed in, which is great. So I have normally these 2 on display because they're literally my 2 favourite characters from all of Star Wars. Like, Star Wars to me, if it could be rewritten, would make quite an epic romantasy story. But obviously it's not written in that style. But honestly, because he does like everything for Padme, honestly, it could be rewritten in some of the most romantasy kind of way by like a proper author who knows what they're doing type thing. But that's why I like books like Queen's Hope and a few of the others, particularly the ones that are written by women. Beth Revis, who wrote Princess and the Scoundrel, which is about Han and Leia. And yeah, so I have a book for every one of the movies, and a few others in the back that I don't want to disturb them too much because they desperately need to reorganise. But I also have these cute kids books, which to be honest I'm probably going to put on Vinted, but they're really cute. They're like Darth Vader as like a dad, so it's like Goodnight Darth Vader, Vader's Little Princess, Darth Vader and Son, Darth Vader and Friends, and they're very, very cute comics, but I'll probably end up selling them, to be honest, because I don't read them and I have no real interest in them anymore. So yeah, that's like my Star Wars nook, and what I might do is redecorate and pull my Funko Pops back down here. Then we move on to just Bedlam, truly Bedlam, because this is sort of fantasy romantasy, but it's also got a bit of romance and a bit of everything else in it, because this is just the one where I just shoved everything in and hoped for the best. So we have Midnight Sun. Now, I had all the Twilight books growing up. I genuinely did. But years of moving, maybe they were at my parents' house and they just got rid of them. I don't know. I don't have any of them anymore, but I do have Midnight Sun. So there we go. Babel, I haven't read yet either. So this is what I mean, they're just piled on top because genuinely I'm running out of space, hence why I need to retidy and reorganise. Midnight Sun. I also have Bride, and eventually when I get around to reading that in the autumn winter, I want to get the second one. And then we've got Phantasma and Enchantra. I really, 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 really want to do a reading vlog on these two, because I got about a third of the way through that on Kindle before I was like, no, I need the physical book because I'm, that way inclined. And then because I was buying the physical book of that, I saw the second one and I was like, oh, go on then, buy one get one half price, and it's black, although very dusty. Then this is the trilogy I bought when I was down in London, and I've only read the first one, but this is Once Upon a Broken Heart, which is so beautiful. Like, the cover is beautiful. Then there is A Curse for True Love and The Ballad of Never After, so that's going to be a good reading vlog. I don't know, how do people do reading vlogs? Like, do we do the whole series in one vlog? Is that the way people want to do it? I don't know. Let me know. Then we have all the Powerless books, and there's a new one just been announced, and I'm like, oh my god, like I barely made it. I wish I'd vlogged these, because I haven't read that one actually. That one I got afterwards, because I was like, no, these all match, and then I found out that I should have read that one first, but there we go. So yeah, I'm scared to read this little novella. Then I have 2 other books I picked up in London, which are see, this is one thing you will notice, is I actually have tons of bookmarks, and just because they're sat in books does not mean that's where I got up to. It's basically just a storage so I don't lose them. I should probably get like a little box or something for them. But I have Love at First Night, which is what I read when I was down in London, when I went to the Tower of London, where this is actually set. And it's really cool. The author actually lived in the Tower of London, which is pretty cool. And then Bad Publicity. Blech. Bad Publicity. Yeah, there we go. It's got like a cute sprayed edge on it, which, you know, adorable. I'll be honest, I don't read a lot of romance, like real world romance. I don't know why. Not my thing. And then behind it, we've got all the way at the back that I'm not pulling them out, is the Boys of Tommen series, and then the new Jacqueline Wilson but for adults book, but I got told I should probably read all the other ones before it, but I might not. I might just read this one. And then at the back is the Rag Picker King and the other one in that series, but they are heavy and massive and they're right at the back, so I'm not pulling them out. And then just pull Fearless out for a second. What have we got behind there? These are all like my hardbacks and one for my mum, so just mum, don't watch this bit if you're watching. So back here we have Fable for the End of the World, Laura Stevens's Our Infinite Fates, The Hurricane Wars and the Monsoon Rising, which I've read on Kindle, but I love the book covers. The Wind Weaver, and then I've also got A Fate Inked in Blood, A Curse Carved in Bone, and The Rose Bargain, which I loved very much. The Rose Bargain is very nice, very lovely story in a weird way. I really liked it, and I'm looking forward to the second one. This one is just an amalgam of just everything, because I literally just shoved things in here. So we have, up at the top, we have The Night and the Moth, which is brand new to my collection. The Picture of Dorian Gray, which is, I think this is my only, oh my god, what are these called? The Penguin Classic Clothbound series. I think this is the only one I've got. But yeah, I've got that one. Jane Austen, The Complete Novels. This is actually my mum's, but she let me have it, but it's very old and kind of a bit not in the best condition, to be fair. The front cover, probably, if I just give it a wipe, it'll probably be okay. But it has obviously all of her novels in there, and I love reading it, especially because it's like a big thick leather bound edition. I do love it. And then my childhood copy of Black Beauty. Deep End. I'm not the biggest Ali Hazelwood fan. I don't know, maybe I keep trying to read her books when I'm not in the mood to read. I don't know. But yeah, I got that when it came out. And yet again, I started reading it and I didn't finish it. See, are you noticing a theme here, guys? So basically, if you didn't know, I'm actually waiting for an assessment for ADHD, and I don't know if that affects my reading, but there we go. I've got the Victoria Aveyard series, or Aveyard. I don't know how you say her surname. I'd never hear anybody say it, but I've got all of them to read. They were another cracking vintage find, but people say there are similarities. Is this true? I don't know. But yeah. Then I have the Jilly Cooper books because of the Rivals TV series. So yeah, basically that one was for the TV series, but this one's actually the story that comes before. Look at that picture. So yeah, I don't know why. I was a bit hyper, a bit happy when I was doing my food shop, and I saw in the book section they had Riders, so I bought it. And then One Dark Window, Two Twisted Crowns. So basically there are a ridiculous number of reading vlogs to come. There's The Cruel Prince, Holly Black's Folk of the Air trilogy, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. To be fair, I got that to help me write. And The Crimson Moth was a gift. That is just going to sit in there until the second one comes out in paperback. And then, oh no, I'm bending that book. And then behind here is ACOTAR, which is the focus of my next reading vlog, my first reading vlogs even. So this is going to be my first reading vlogs, is the ACOTAR series, so help me. Help me. I'm a bit scared, to be honest, because this one I find really, really boring. I get to about here and I get really, really bored. But people have said I need to push through to get to, apparently, the masterpiece that is A Court of Mist and Fury. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And then right at the back is the thing that I said to myself was going to be my last splurge for books, and it wasn't, is Throne of Glass. So Throne of Glass is right at the back, and underneath ACOTAR are 2 of the Crescent City series books, and I have the third one. Yes, the third one's up here because it literally only arrived the other day, and obviously I haven't been pulling everything out, but this whole thing's getting redone. So I think Sarah J Maas will get her own, because she's just got that many books, she'll either get her own shelf or she'll get her own like cubby hole thing. And then over here is probably the bit that some people wouldn't want to see, but I don't care, is my Harry Potter bit. And so I have the really beautiful Mina Lima editions. Cannot believe that they are not making book 4. Like book 4, like the rest of the series will come out, but it will not be made by Mina Lima, and I don't know if it's a business decision, I don't know why, but it really upset me, because these are the wonderful people that brought us all the fantastic artwork and designs in Harry Potter from the beginning, from the movies all the way right through, and they have incredible artistry and an incredible style that truly, in my head, cannot be mimicked. But I love these interactive versions. For somebody like me who can get their attention, can waver, they can get bored reading, I would probably only read this with gloves on, if I'm truly honest, because, you know, don't want to get anything on the pages. But to have every page have this like beautiful, intricate art on every page, little doodles, little drawings, and then every now and again you get like these interactive elements. These are incredible books, such incredible copies. They're very special to me. And then behind them are my like children's copies, which I want to use for like actually annotation and reading vlogs. And then right at the back, behind a couple of Funko Pops and a fallen Harry, oh dear, are my original copy. No, sorry, they're not original. They are the ones I had at university, and they're a bit old and battered, and I use them for writing. So they've got a lot of notes and stuff in from back in the day when I did like quite a lot more canon-based fanfic writing. Yes, I write Harry Potter fanfiction. I still do, even. I enjoy it. It's great fun. But I have a couple of like special editions as well. And underneath, like at the back, where I can't move these, there are my original Harry Potters, the only ones that I have left. I'm not going to go into why I don't have them, because it gets me upset every time I think about it. But I basically don't have all of my original copies of Harry Potter from when I was a child. And it's a very sore topic for me. I'm very attached to my Harry Potter stuff. You know, I've had a lot of Harry Potter stuff over the years. Cursed Child to me is a very badly written fanfic, and I'm dreading getting to the point where if I do the reading vlogs, where I reach this point and actually read this. I don't want to read it because to me the story doesn't make any sense. And then I have a couple of other Harry Potter related books, like this one I've had since I was a kid, and it's like going into the kind of research and some of the history that inspired Harry Potter, magical creatures, where they get the inspiration from. Like, do you know what I mean? Like all this, it's a really interesting book. It's not like an official book or anything, but I loved it as a kid. And then I have a couple of the like fantasy. What? No, they're not fantasy. Sorry, what are these? What are they called? They were for Comic Relief, and it's when she wrote the actual books that are in the movies and in the book. So like Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is like a real book you can get in the story, and she actually wrote a copy of it. So I've got a couple of them. So this whole area is very special, and I also have all the illustrated copies, but they are downstairs because of the weight of them. They are huge volumes which are downstairs. So yeah, there's the Harry Potter bit, and there's the rest of the mess, which I now need to figure out how to tidy. Do you know what? I'm going to do that in vlog 2. I am going to tidy these bookshelves in vlog 2, and we can talk more about books in the second vlog. But that is a little book tour of these two these two shelves. I will go through the rest of my books as I find them in vlog 2, because I will be tidying my room. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Do subscribe, talk to me about books in the comments, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.